Honestly, with episode 8, I'm very impressed with the direction that they took, because I did expect that this sister would be the reason that Joe would be able to enter Megalomania, but I had got it wrong. I thought she was just going to grant him a real ID, add an extra fighter to the ring, but actually, the way they went about her direction for her character is much better than I was thinking they were going to go with, because when Pops comes in saying, like, he kind of lays it down on the table, saying, like, we got screwed out of our fight, we had no chance to back down, if you don't let him fight, we're going to go to the public, we're going to destroy your image. And it really did direct the scene in a way that you were expecting her to be like, alright, I'm moved by your threatening ways, I'll let Joe fight. But I like how she actually says, no, you're not the type of fighter I want, and locks Pops in. And the whole reason why she changes her mind is much more grounded and fits her character than if she would have changed her mind then and there because of Pops' kind of moral speech and then also kind of the threatening ways that he added to it. I really just like how Joe acted in this episode because it feels believable for his character and the sister's character as well. Because if it would have went more traditional where Pops was the reason that this match could start off, it wouldn't feel as amazing as it does at the end of the episode. Joe coming in on his bike, is that truly the type of fighter you want? This guy who has to force my hand down so I can't fight? And I like how she's able to convince kind of the public, like, you're right, we shouldn't have a default victory. If you want to fight, we have to prove that the right fighter is chosen for this championship, and I like how the rematch is kind of brought back up. She snaps the card in half, gives each of them a piece, and now it's like, holy hell, episode 9 is going to be incredible. Not to mention that we learn the entire reason why this happened, the whole idea that this was a total bluff. They didn't actually have proof that Joe, as well as Pops and them, actually cheated to get to where they are. The only way they could have known is if they had the card, which they didn't. So this guy is literally so scared of Joe because his suit, the suit that he's trying to prove that he has the best suit, not Yuri with his amazing suit that everyone worships, his AI, which is the ultimate badass suit you can think of, it doesn't work on fighters who don't have suits. So if you don't have a suit, he's essentially just relying on pure strength. So he was actually scared enough in Joe that he made such a brilliant bluff to force him to back down. He's just such a wimp, really. Like, this guy wants to be the champion, he thinks he's better than Yuri, he thinks he's better than his sister, but he doesn't even have the balls to fight a man just with his own strength. This guy's gotta go down, and I definitely expect he will go down. This series is really subverting a lot of my expectations. Like, I expect certain things. I expected the sister to work with them, but I like how they actually pushed her character past just being a character there to be convenient for the plot. If she would have accepted Pops' invitation to allow the rematch to happen, it very much would have felt like her character was just there to serve the plot and nothing more. But the fact that she stood her ground and said, you're not the type of fighter we want, we have to follow the rules, just the way they directed her character, she feels actually like a character similar to Joe rather than just a convenient plot device like some of the other characters could be perceived as. My favorite moment in the entire episode, though, has to be Sachio standing his ground, you know. We're looking at this, like, underground leader here just kind of threatening them, and then this little boy just comes up and just has the biggest balls of them all and really just says, like, you better give us some damn good intel or you're gonna have some hell to pay. You gotta love Sachio. The guy, in the early stages, you thought he was just gonna be a little kid, but goddamn, the guy really does add some fuel and kind of flavor to the show that you're not totally expecting. This episode, for not really focusing that much on Joe, is very much focusing on Pop, Sachio, the sister, the brother there, and the fighters. It's actually interesting how exciting it was, because really, it's been a Joe-focused series, and for obvious reasons. But I actually like how all these side characters can hold an episode together, even if it isn't Joe kicking some ass or doing anything incredible. Like sure, Joe had an amazing moment at the end of the episode, but the end of the episode didn't make this an enjoyable episode. The entire content was just exhilarating, and just, my eyes are always glued to the screen. It really does feel like 5 minutes go by when I watch Megalobox, and I love just the way they direct these scenes. Like, seriously, the low-level beats that they'll play throughout these episodes, it really does add a lot to these scenes, and just the way they direct it with, obviously, the gorgeous art style, but just the way they direct in such a dramatic fashion. They zoom in on the characters' faces, they tilt the camera around, it just really adds so much impact to them. I need episode 9, like, and we only have like 5 episodes left. It's gonna be a 13-episode series, but holy hell, it really does feel like we only need 5 more episodes for this to wrap up. I can't wait to see where they're gonna go. I don't have too much more to say past that. I love Sachio and Pops this episode. But hell, just really characters I wasn't expecting to kind of root for. They really did twist their morals and kind of the way I perceive them. Great episode of Megalobox once again, but let me know what you're feeling. Your favorite moment, what did you think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What do you think next week is going to do for this fight? Do you think it's going to be a very one-sided fight with Joe kicking some ass, taking some names? Or do you think it's going to be a pretty level-headed fight? Let me know what you're feeling. And before you leave, be sure to like the video if you did enjoy. If you're new, also be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.